Hi, it's Clem and Alfred.
Hello.
We're in Kona, Hawaii. We are traveling now. We don't have kids and we don't have any elderly to take care of. So now we're
Not
free.
even a puppy dog.
I know, we have a babysitter or puppy sitter. So now we're free. And we're in Kona for the first time ever, never been here before. So we want to give some tips on if you book a fishing excursion, a fishing charter, and what to ask and what to look out for, because we had quite an adventure. Oh my gosh, it is a mongoose. Look. Oh, it is. It is. Bye bye, mongoose. There's a baby one. Let's go in here. Hello, baby one. We went with Camelot, right? We went with Camelot.
Or one of them fishing companies.
Yeah, something like that. And the questions we did not ask, and they didn't volunteer to give it to us because they assumed we would not catch anything or anything big. We ended up catching, well, Alfred ended up catching a 400 and over 430 with guts marlin. It's huge. What do you do with that?
Yes, because we did take probably 150 pounds worth of fish with us.
Yeah.
But what do you do with the remaining 400 or 300 and change?
Well, okay, let's start from the beginning. When you made the reservation, you found them online, right?
I did.
And they had good ratings.
One of the best, and they're the only company that will, according to what the booker said, they're the only company that allows you to book with people you don't know.
Like do a ride with other people on the boat.
Correct.
Because usually you have to book the whole boat with you and your friends.
Correct.
Okay.
Or there can be 2 to 3 other strangers who happen to call and want to go fishing and don't have fishing buddies when they come to Kona. So one of those ways. And
this company allows you to do that.
Yes.
So, but we expected to catch fish because we're positive people, and we didn't go expecting not to catch fish, right, babe?
That's correct.
And according to him, they did not expect us to catch anything. So they didn't give us the information that we should have probably needed before starting this trip. I guess we just didn't know to ask the questions, because you've been to Alaska and did fishing charters. And how different was that?
Much different. When I went to Alaska, when I did charters in Seattle or the Seattle area, Washington, and in California, at the end of the fishing trip, they filleted your fish, bagged it up, in most cases vacuum sealed it, box it up or bag it up, and then give it to you to take. But that's not the case, or wasn't the case on this particular trip.
No.
Not everyone catches a 436 pound marlin or tuna. They said most people catch maybe 150 to 200, which is easier to process.
Yeah, but they didn't even have a knife for us to process. Basically, the owner of the boat said, this is Kona, it's a second world country. You're gonna have to go to Target and all those places by yourself to buy your own ice, Ziploc bags, knife, cooler box, and all of that. So that was not explained to us. So we were pretty surprised. And we planned to catch and also take home, because we're staying with friends so that we could barbecue, and they own a restaurant and wanted to share the bounty with our friends who just bought a restaurant last May. What would you ask if you were to do it all again?
From this point forward, any fishing trip that I ask, I'll ask about the processing. Process. Will the fish be processed? Will we take it home with us?
Right.
Just those two questions, because everything else was pretty much the same. They bait the lines for you, coach you up on reeling it in. But if you do run into the big one, you're going to need to know how to get it to wherever you're going. I couldn't imagine if we were staying in a hotel.
Right.
That just wouldn't work.
Oh, look, fig trees. Oh, look, yellow birds. They're like canaries. Oh, pretty. Yeah, if we were in a hotel, holy moly. So
in other places, they will ship it, and they did
Right.
offer to ship, but they said it would take 2 months, and you're not going to get the whole fish. There's no way we can ship you the whole fish. We can only ship you a portion.
shipping it means that they were going to smoke it first, right? And they're basically selling us on the fact from the beginning that marlin, because that's what you call a blue marlin, is not a good meat. It's not, it's only good for smoking. And I'm like, we've had marlin at restaurants before and they were delicious. So it felt a little weird. Is that the right word?
Yeah, definitely different.
It felt like they were hiding something. So they're selling you on the fact that it won't taste good. So the only thing you could do with a marlin is to smoke it. And how they do it, and if you decide to not hook and release, right? Because that's another option. If you're staying at a hotel and you're not going to take home anything, hook and release is, I mean, that's your best bet. But we're staying at friend's house, so their thing is, you know, it's not going to taste good, it's only good for smoking. And then it felt like they were trying to get you to, if you catch it, that the fish was going to stay with them. And in the end, he did say that the fish, they own the fish.
The fish belongs to the boat.
That's what
I've never heard that term before, or
Right.
that statement, that the fish belongs to the boat.
Yeah. And we didn't know to
So be
ask that
prepared
question.
for that.
Because you've caught halibut,
Yeah,
and those are big fish, right?
150 pounds
Right.
halibut. And the captain did not say the fish belongs to the boat. Actually, the captain didn't say that. Whoever owns the boat said that.
Okay.
When we got to,
Yeah.
when we talked to him on the phone, we had a few conversations back and forth on the phone about what to do with the fish. The main thing is to be ready.
But he didn't say that on the phone, did he?
He said it on the phone when I was talking to him on the boat after we had already caught the
Oh,
fish.
after we caught the fish.
So the main thing that you want to do is find out what's going to happen to the fish after you
catch it.
Because they had no idea. They said that they hadn't been to the weigh station in a couple of months, because everyone doesn't catch one that big. Again, if it was smaller, it's a different story. But if you do run into the big one,
But what's smaller, like 150, like a halibut?
that's what he said, 150
Oh.
to 250 pounds, because that's pretty much what we took home in meat, about 150 pounds.
Which is a lot.
And that's a lot, but that's manageable. You can fit that in the cooler on ice.
Yeah.
You can let it sit in your hotel. You could even try to figure out a way to freeze it and mail it to yourself, depending on how far you live.
And they're not going to help you with any of that. And it felt like the reason why they don't want to help you with any of that is because they want to keep the fish. They kept a really nice looking piece of fish. Like, they kept at least 200 pounds, at least minimum.
Yeah, it's about 3.
About 300 pounds. So if you're staying in Kona and you go on a big fishing trip and you want to keep your fish, maybe be prepared with a cooler. There is a store at the weigh station that had ice, so that was nice. I bought, it's pretty pricey. It's like for 4 bags of ice was over $30. And have a knife, and I think that's it. If you want to keep as much as you want, or if they do it, they'll of course they're going to turn around and sell it. They're going to turn around and sell it to the market. even though they say they don't have a license to sell it. They end up giving it to a friend who will process it, and the friend will sell it. So, oh yeah, and if you want to have it mailed to you, it's probably going to be smoked. That's the friend they give it to. It's the person who will smoke it.
It could be either way.
Oh, frozen?
He said it could be either way. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he thought that we wanted it smoked.
Yeah. And it's not going to be a lot that they're going to mail back to you.
They will not. They'll send you a portion. He made very clear that it'll be a portion that's going to be it won't be the whole fish.
Yeah.
And really, to mail you 300 pounds of fish is probably going to be very, very expensive.
Right.
So just be prepared. If you don't have anyone who lives here, you know, what am I going to do? And you might post a thumbnail or a photo at the end of this video. The fish is 2 times my size. It was big, and not everyone catches one that big, but if you do, just be prepared.
You could also maybe talk to restaurants to see if you do catch a fish, if someone who does process fish will be available after your trip. That might be an
not be a bad service to start out here.
Yeah, right. Since the operators are not helping in that area.
Yeah, they just said that they're just not built for that, which
for $900.
Which I don't really believe, because if you can think of it, you can figure out a way of how to get it done. 2 different families came down to help us with taking our portion, so it's not like people aren't here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who'd want
Maybe
to have
you get into some kind of a community chat or get into some fishing group and see if there's someone that you can have on standby at a certain time of the day. If you run into the big one, you can call them on the way in, and then you don't have to worry. Because the thing that really started to bother me is I have a 400-pound fish sitting on the concrete.
Yeah, that was
and not really knowing what to do with it. I'm not the type of person to catch a fish if I'm not going to eat it or someone else is going to eat. I'd rather just let it live in the water, and I probably would have released it
had we known.
But they tell you that after you haven't released it, and then you're feeling like, what am I going to do with this fish?
Yeah, I wish we had known. We would have probably hooked and released.
And we're making this video because it's not a question that the average fisherman would know to ask.
Right, we didn't ask.
No. But now you know.
But now you know. Okay, we're in Oahu now at my cousin's house, making garlic fried rice, of course, Filipino. And then Alfred's got some Hawaiian sea salt. Oh, what else? Oh, and this Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse, because I'm telling you, steak seasoning on marlin is the bomb. And then lemon pepper. Yum. Blue marlin for breakfast.